can and if it works. Okay. So how is everybody doing?
Good.
Good. Okay. So my big thing that I wanted to talk about tonight, well, it'd be fun to hear from you guys too. That's why I chose to do a Zoom rather than just like speak at the Facebook Live. So if you guys have input, questions, or things, please jump in. But after coming back from conference, I just kind of wanted to talk about, obviously conference seems like forever ago, and yet it wasn't that long ago. It's kind of both. I wanted to talk about some of the, basically my biggest takeaway, and if you watched it or were watching other people post about it, if you had a takeaway kind of to share. But, and I know I've shared this before, but the biggest thing that I took away, because this is my third time going to conference, and you go there and you see all of these top income earners, you see these presidential diamonds, ambassador diamonds. I know we talked about this a lot, Brittany, and they all are so normal. Normal people.
Yes.
In real life, you're just like, they're just normal people. There's nothing special about them. And the whole time I was just thinking, if they can do this, I can do this. Like I have just as much, I can do it. You know, I can do it if they can do it. And so that was kind of the big thing. And then over again, the message I kept hearing was just to keep it simple. And so I just wanted to talk about, for me, what keep it simple means, because I know, especially right when I started, I was all over the place in my head, which it's going to be because there's a learning curve. I mean, Kiana and JoJo, it's definitely a learning curve. So you're going to be all over until you kind of learn the way things work and whatever. But I just felt like I had to do so much rather than just like kind of just really simplifying what it is that I was trying to do. So all we are doing is we're using the products and sharing about them. Like that's it. And it's just, like I said, I was so overwhelmed in my head that for the longest time, I just overcomplicated it. So basically the takeaways that I got with keeping it simple was using the products. Maybe you're in person, if you're running across people, like if you're in a mom's group, if you're going to church, or on Facebook is a big one. Now, Facebook is not the only way to run your business. Facebook is like your storefront. So that's why we talk about posting consistently in your storefront open so people know that you're open. And you shouldn't be blasting people with it works. You should be sharing your life and things, and not just, you know, saying, here's the greens, this is what they are. You know, you want to talk about how you're using them and stuff. We can do a lot of training on like social media training, but we're not going to do that. So that is a way to do it. But then you have to, keeping it simple just means, so you're sharing it with people, but you absolutely have to have a 100s list. So did you guys, I mean, I know Rhonda, you were listening in and Brittany was there over and over again. I just kept on hearing the 100s list, and like, I've gotten away from that at different times in my business. And it's every time I get away from my 100s list, I'm lost. I have nowhere to go. And so our 100s list is like our guide. It's like you have to have that running list of people who leave. And so it's opening your mouth, keeping my store open, having a running 100s list, always be building relationships, and then asking people. It's that simple. That's it. That's like, it sounds so simple, but that's kind of all it is. So Brittany or Rhonda, I know you guys were there. What was something as far as the keep it simple that stuck out to you?
You mean along the lines of keeping it simple?
We talk about keeping it simple. If there was something that stuck out to you about that.
Basically, like just what you said, like it really is an easy thing. Like there's no trick to it. Like you don't have to be good at sales. You're basically sharing something that you love. And it's just that simple. And I think the biggest thing for me, I mean, I don't know if it would go along the lines of like keeping it simple or not, but like people want help. Like they want help, like with whatever it is. Like don't feel like you're bothering them, because they want answers and they want help, and we have an opportunity to provide them with what they need. So I tried to look at it as like, I'm doing them a favor. Like I'm helping them reach their goals. And that's keep it simple.
Right? Yep. Awesome. That's a total mindset change, I bet. Like,
yes.
When you can change your mindset to being like, oh, I'm bothering them. Because I know for me, when my mindset changed to that too, I'm offering something, and only offering, not begging. I'm offering something to them that's going to help them, that I'm passionate about. You know, it's like when you flip the switch in your head, you can all of a sudden be more confident too.
Yes.
Rhonda, what about you? It doesn't have to be keeping simple. It can be about anything.
Well, I think along those lines too, but then I also think I listened to the Show Me the Money call last night with Stephanie and Joel. And one of the things that Joel said was that, you know, as Stephanie encounters people and they say, yeah, I've heard of that crazy wrap thing, she'll just say, have you tried it? Mm-hmm. And then they'll say no. And then that lends to, would you like to? And it's that easy. It's those two questions. It's simple. We can just ask people. And I think when I was getting started, and I kind of just picked up again in January, so we'll say I kind of just started in January, I was afraid to ask people. I think afraid of what they would think of me, or afraid of how I would sound, and it's that stuff doesn't matter. We just have to ask them.
What would you say, Rhonda, helped you get over that? Because I know, I mean, for me, that was a big thing, was just like getting over that and like having the belief and confidence to just realize it doesn't matter and just ask. What do you think flipped in your head?
I think I just started asking, and I was honestly getting so many no's, and at the end of the day, it was like, I'm still me. It's fine that I got this many no's. It doesn't mean that I am depressed or I have to live in a hole or that someone didn't like me. It's just they're saying no, not right now to the product, or for whatever reason it was. But it was looking at it, and at the end of the day going, I'm okay that they said no. I asked them and they said no. And so I will just keep asking until people say yes. And it doesn't mean that they don't like me or that, you know, they hate it works. It's just that for right now it didn't work. Mm-hmm. So I think it was just getting over the hump was just by doing it. Just start doing it. And then you learn and grow as you go.
Mm-hmm. I think a big part for me, like in getting over that fear, was using the products myself, because it was like, it works. You know, I drink my greens and I feel better. I use my defining gel and my skin works better. So when you're confident in the product and you've used it, you've tried it, you know that it works, you're going to want to share it, you know, because you have confidence, you know, you have confidence in that. So that was a big part for me, was actually seeing results for myself in different areas. You know, you want to share something when you know that it works. And when you're confident in the products, you're going to be confident in your presentation in the products, because you're going to be speaking from your heart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, building that belief is so huge. It's one of the things that Mike Patilla always talks about. The only way, because Rhonda, you listen to his Jump the Funk, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And help me out here. Was there 3 or 4 things that you needed to have? You need to have like belief in yourself was one, like, but you have to have the belief in the product and the company itself.
Yep.
You have to have that. And if you don't have that, go and find it. And how do you find it? You use the product. So right. Like JoJo, you're just getting started. And I know you have a belief in what you want the products to do, because I know you're so excited. And, you know, I'm sure you think, oh, she's not lying, and you've seen enough before and afters. But in order to like
right.
believe that, like, go use the products. Like,
yeah,
I was a loyal customer. I was looking, I think it was like 2.5. I mean, for a long time, like 2.5 years, she loves the products. Like her belief in like what the products can do, she's used them, you know? So yep. I think that's one benefit for like Tiana, who has been a loyal customer, because you have that already. Versus, I mean, I joined without trying anything, and like to have that come, you know?
Yeah. Yep. Nope. Totally agree.
Tiana, how would you say things are going? As you hear us talking, is there anything that questions you come up or points that are like, oh yeah?
I think the only thing, and I'm sorry, I'm nursing if you can hear.
Oh, put the screen down. Yeah.
Oh yes, no. No, they're going okay. I think the biggest thing too still is, I like the fear of like rejection basically, and so I'm still working on that and still like getting confidence to even message people, and not, I mean, like you said before, Amy, just like building a relationship first, kind of having the right to ask anything more than that type of thing. So not bringing up it works right away, but like building the relationship back again with a lot of my high school friends, some from Crown too, that type of thing. So just getting the confidence to do that is probably my thing right now.
When I first started, remember, it's been almost 3 years. It'll be like in 3 days, year anniversary. I did not get the advice. I don't know if you guys probably heard this. I did not get the advice to build a relationship. I mean, back 2 years ago, network marketing on the internet, it was fairly new, believe it or not. Like, it wasn't like now when you turn around, you feel like you see a lot of people do network marketing. That wasn't the case. And so they said just cold message everyone. And so, I mean, I was sending out messages to these people who, yes, they were my friends, you know, in the past or whatever. And I just wish so badly I could go back and be told the advice to build a relationship first, because yes, are you going to get more messages sent out in a day if you just message? Yeah. And sometimes do we just message people like, you built a relationship and there's a BOGO or whatever? Yeah, we do that kind of a thing. But ultimately, it's going to take more time, but you will have so much more fruit if you are building that relationship. I know, Jojo, you were asking that today.
Yep.
It's going to be so much to your benefit. And I will say sometimes that building relationship, in that same conversation at work could come up that same day. Like, depends on what we're talking about. Like sometimes I'll get into a conversation with somebody I haven't talked to in a long time, and we're back and forth maybe 4, 5, 6 times, and all of a sudden it works comes up and it makes sense to talk about. That wasn't hard, but there's other times where you kind of feel it out, and it might take 2 months before you bring it up.
on a video call.
And so it really, like, it can happen super fast, and that is why posting consistently is so important, because all of a sudden when you are talking with them and reaching out with them, they might say, I thought you were doing this crazy, you know, this thing with the work. I've been wondering about that. That's why you have to have a storefront open. They have to know, because when you are messaging with them, they might even bring it up, but they have to know that your business is open. Okay. So the other thing that took me a while to get comfortable doing is, and I know as being like your loyal customers and things, and sometimes I don't do this, and I kick myself when I don't, and I can always know when I'm in a rut, when I'm like off my game. But when you have people who are wanting to use the products, get used to asking them this question: are you interested in using the products or making money while using the products? Just ask them. They can say no, and sometimes people are like, oh, you know, actually I am kind of interested in that. Or some people, all of a sudden, they'd never even considered it before, but it's something that they're interested in doing. Or another question you could ask, have you ever thought about making extra income from home, or some income from home? Or people are looking for that kind of thing. Like if you're talking with a lot of moms, stay-at-home moms, if you're talking to people who are working and who want to have a little extra, people are like, I think the stat, like if people had like $300 to $500 a month, it would save like houses and like all this bankruptcy. I heard that number, like $500. Well, that is so attainable with this. And I think that if you just offer that, they can say no, or they can say just use the products. I mean, just get used to practice actually saying it. You're going to feel funny right away. I felt very funny right away using it, but it gets more comfortable as you practice. Okay. Does everybody here have a good, strong why?
I do.
And if you haven't written it down, make sure you do that. I have my why all around my desk in pictures too. And so, you know, and it's just simply like my family and, you know, good memories and things like that. But then we also have it written down. So make sure that you have your why, because I will say, especially Tiana and Jojo, you guys are just getting started. Like that rejection feeling, that, you know, the fear of failure, the fear of, you know, upsetting people or what others will think of you. I mean, those are real things. I am not going to downplay them at all. I struggled with them for so long. I still do. Like I'm constantly in a pattern of getting over myself in my life, you know? And so, but at the end of the day, when you look at and you think about your why and why you're doing this, if they're saying no to the products, they're not saying, I think Tiana is an absolute idiot. Like, and if they are, and if you feel like that's what they're saying, like the thing that I had to realize was people, if they do end up having a problem with me, some people are going to have a problem with you. They either one are jealous, okay, or just, you know, kind of there's something wrong in our relationship that I'm unaware of, or they just like don't understand. Like they just don't get it yet. And as they're watching, why nobody who actually cares about you or who's a true friend is going to be upset at you for wanting to be home with your kids, okay? If your why is like, a lot of us here, it's like for families, for our kids, nobody is going to say, oh man, look at her. She wants to be home with her kids. What? I mean, it's not I mean, really? I mean, who would ever say that? How dare she wants to be home with her kids and provide for her family? Like, I mean, if you really stop and think about it, and if they do, they had a problem with you already, you know, and just stay true to yourself. Like, you know, I heard somebody say, just be yourself and be the best version of yourself. And then like at the end of the day, Rhonda, you said, you're still you. Like you haven't changed. You're still Rhonda. Like whether you get 10 no's or however many no's, like, you can just rest in knowing that you are working on yourself, because personal development, you're just a better version of yourself. So don't, this business is more of a head game probably than anything else, I would say. How is everybody doing as far as kind of this new year, new rush, this new the momentum season or whatever? Anybody want to share anything about what they're doing or what's working and what's not?
Things have been a little slow for me. You know, I was like on fire coming home from conference. I still am, but the number of no's that I've gotten has been like obscene. And I just keep going back to, what was the quote that they said at conference? Some will, some won't. So what? Who's next?
Yes.
And that's the way I just have to keep looking at it. I know I'm not going to quit. You know, I love it. I'm not ever going to quit. So you just have to keep going. And then tonight I was here, I had a group of ladies come in for dinner, and I heard them chatting about, the one lady was saying how she wanted to start dieting and she was looking for some healthier choice options. Boom, that opened the door for me. Next thing I know, I'm sitting down with the ladies. There was 5 of them sitting there, and we had a little impromptu party sitting right there at the table, you know, and granted, I didn't sign any of them tonight. You know, obviously I was at my job, you know, so I didn't get anybody signed, but I've added them all on Facebook. They all have my contact information. I have their contact information, and I planted seeds. So I've kind of just been trying to look at my no's. It's not a no. It's a not right now. You know, maybe it's money for some people, or maybe they just haven't, maybe they're not ready to make that decision. You know, so many people, they think things are a fluke, like when it comes to like multi-level marketing, you know, whether it be to like the business or the products or whatever, you know. And I just look at it's a not right now. And you have to keep going, like, okay, no problem. On to the next person.
Awesome. Anybody else?
What?
Does anybody else want to talk about what they've been doing or how they've been feeling? Things been going on?
I've been feeling really good and motivated. I've been trying to do a wrap party at my house every other week, and then trying to find someone to host a party the other week. So last week I was actually having a party at my house and then a party at someone else's house, and no one showed up to my party, you guys. I had 6 people saying they were coming, and then the day of, everyone canceled. So, okay, that was one day. The next day I had a party at someone's house, and 5 loyal customers signed up that night. She had 7 people there. 5 of them signed up. One of them, she has Crohn's, so we're kind of working through that and maybe what she would want to try or feel comfortable with and stuff. So there might be another one. So it's kind of just, you know, my party on Tuesday did not go as planned, obviously, with no one coming, but you just get back up on the horse and you do another one. And I have another one next Tuesday, and so invited some more people, and we'll see if anyone shows up to that one. But I remember when I first started with you, Amy, I was like, I don't like parties. Like, I don't want to be that person that has parties. And it turns out that I really love them. I just never really did them before.
Yeah.
So that's been kind of fun for me, and it's fun to have people in my house and invite them over. And so that's been something that I've been trying to be more consistent with.
That's awesome.
Rhonda, for your loyal customer with the Crohn's, I have a really good testimony of someone who was doing greens and the probiotic with it. Okay. And it has done wonders for him. He also has gout thrown into the mix on top of it. Like, his body was just so completely acidic. And he has been doing the greens and the probiotic for like 3 months now. And he hardly ever has any flare-ups with that combination. So,
okay, that's great.
Yes.
Thank you.
Obviously, you probably know Tiff's husband, Kincaid, has it too. So, I mean, he's a big fan of, probiotics. Cool. Yeah, Rhonda told me that night after her party, and you guys, she was like still in good spirits. Like, I was so impressed, because obviously you could be super down on yourself for like canceled things, but it's really, again, it's a mental game. One night is not going to define your success. Like, it's just not going to. One no, like hundreds of no's. That's not the way it is. Like, you have to realize that like entrepreneurship like this and like running your own business, like, you are going to have setbacks. Like, you're absolutely going to, and you just have to be strong and keep your why there, and just know you have to. That's why I'm really excited for next Thursday for JoJo, Tiana, and even Rhonda, because we've never been to a corporate event. I love that you're bringing Josh. They are so amazing. If you have anybody who you want to join this business with you, because like, you know what, my friend and I, we could run together, and I know she wants to work from home. I know she wants to be home with your kid, whatever it is, invite them to come. Guests come for free. I already reserved a bunch of guest tickets. So even if they say you can't come anymore, I have some for you guys. So, and what I'm doing is I'm just sending out a message and just saying, hey, whether I've asked them or not, some people I have, and I just said, basically saying, you know, you telling them what it is that you should come. And like, if they've been on the fence, saying the good news is you're going to leave either knowing it's for you, you're going to leave knowing it's not, because you're going to, like, they're going to come and be like, I want to do this, or they're going to say these people are weird, and that's okay. So get them there if you can. That's what I would say about that. Okay, I just want to be conscious of time. It's about 9:27. Anything else you guys want to talk about? Things that came up at all? Okay. So the other thing I was going to say, well, maybe I'll just do a whole other thing on this. It was just about for things like for posting. I'll just say it now because it's just so good, and I can talk about it later for some other people. But so, you know, you're always wondering like what to post, right? You know, your mind is like, what should I post about today? Or should I post about a product or the lifestyle or opportunity? So maybe you've done a post before. There's a couple things. One, you should be following maybe one or two leaders or people that you really resonate with. So you could follow like big top leaders or people, just somebody like you kind of live your life like, you know, you post like them. So I follow a few of them, and when I see them post something that like, yeah, that sounds like me, I'll so I'll show you in a second. You guys probably maybe knew this already. If you didn't, I'm going to show you. Okay, so here's let me just find something super random. Okay, I'll just do this my post. Okay, so here's my post here. This bottom arrow. Do you see how it says post here? Have you guys seen this before? Do you know what have you done this before? Okay, you hit save post. Okay, now that post is saved. So when you go into this page on your Facebook, see where it says saved. Now every post that I have saved, I have like hundreds and hundreds. So if I'm like, I don't know what to post today, I have posts saved about lifestyle, about products. Like this one here was from my friend Amy Farthing. I mean, we do a lot. It's a rap post. So I'm like, I'm just going to go, and I'm either going to, I have a picture now, and I have some words, some ideas. Another girl I really like is Sherry Lynn Alcala. Here's one that I posted from her. You can see it's got the picture. Obviously, I'm not going to use her picture, but I'm going to use her words, but it has the wording for you. And so some people will say in their notes, for me, you can do that too. Some people just copy and paste it, but this saves the picture with the words, and it's not like in your timeline. So it's together. And so what I do then is I just change the wording a little bit to sound like me. So I do that a lot. I go into my save, and I'll be like, okay, I'm looking for a lifestyle one. I'm looking for a product one, whatever. Because anytime I see something I like, I always save it, always. I mean, I have like hundreds and hundreds in here, okay? So that's a really good tip. The other thing to do is when you write a good post, now for Tiana and Jojo, you guys have been here for as long, but you'll get to this. Like I've been here for 3 years, and when I first started, I had a huge learning curve. I had no idea how to use social media, and I say that because I didn't know how to be a good friend. I didn't know how to be relational. I hadn't found my voice. But okay, for the last couple of years, I've been a lot better. So what you can do is you can actually search all your old posts. So in the top search engine at the top here, I'm just going to type in the words my posts from February 2016. Now, all of my posts from last year at this time are coming up, okay? You don't have to do a year ago. You can say my post from September 2016. You can say my post from January 2017. You can do that. And now all of a sudden, I have all of these ones where it's like, oh, great, I posted about the Cleanse It Day. I'm getting a ton of questions about our new product credit. Well, now all of a sudden, I have a really great post about the cleanse with the words that I forgot that I had done. It was a year ago. It doesn't matter. If it was 3 months ago, it wouldn't matter. Another thing is a lot of times, the picture is what people remember. They don't remember the words. So post the same words. If you did like, if you did one that was like an opportunity, this one here says, I empathize with anyone who says they feel too busy.
Head it out. Bye, Tim. Have a good night.
In their business. But this weekend while I was sick, I still managed to work. Okay, I can say those words again. I wouldn't post the exact same picture, you know, if it was with me and my kids, because it's been a year later, but you can absolutely post the same words. So switch the picture, use the words, tell your story, and find other posts where you liked the wording. Does that make sense? Anyways, those are super quick tips that truly have saved a ton of time, especially the saved, because I mean, I have tons and tons of saved posts ready to go if I'm on the go and I just need a quick idea about something. So that's what I like. It also, if you ever see like a video in like Salt and Shine or in the Ambassador Factory, you're like, oh, I want to watch this later. Just save it, because sometimes you lose it in the thread. Like, where did it go? You can also save it. You can watch it that way too, and then you can manage your saved posts and delete them. But mine's a little overwhelming right now, just because there's so much. Anyways, those are quick time saving tips that I use a lot. So, and if you are, I was going to say too, if you are going to use somebody's post, like, you can always use anything to write. The best thing to do, don't do it in the same day, not because I don't want you to do it in the same day, but because Facebook flags them. And so if there's too much of the same words, or especially the same picture floating around, it will actually not show your post or the post. So just wait a day or two. So save it, wait a day or two, and then, change the wording a little bit just to sound like you. Obviously, if it talks about Brian, don't talk about, I'm just kidding. Yeah, so then just change it a little bit and then use it. But you can always use anything you never have to mind, or anybody here, because I know we all don't mind. So, okay. So we have 10 minutes left, but we can go unless you guys have any comments.
I think for the social media piece, when I first started, I think it was a little bit discouraging to see like maybe 1 or 2 people like my It Works posts. But just like for Tiana and JoJo, don't be discouraged with that. If you're posting a family picture and 35 people like that or something, people are seeing your stuff. Mm-hmm. So if you only have a few, 1 to 5 people liking your It Works stuff, just consistently, just like we've been talking about, it's showing them that you're open for business. So just continue to be consistent with your posting on them.
Great advice. Tiana, what are you going to say?
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, the stuff you shared about Facebook. Sorry.
About what?
About the searching and stuff. Like I didn't know any of that. So,
okay, cool.
So that's helpful, and like and what Rhonda shared too. I mean, like I do kind of compare when I get tons of posts about my little guy, and then I won't get anything probably on It Works. I mean, I haven't posted a lot about that stuff yet. But I mean, you're always looking at it, like you like I don't know, your cool status type of thing.
Oh my goodness. And you have to detach that. I mean, I am of like, you just have to let that go. And if you look at Ambassador Diamonds, they talk about this from stage all the time. They'll post about something in their family. They'll get 300, 500 likes because they have such a big following. They might still only get 2 people liking their rap post, even if it's still as ambassadors. But that's why it's so important to be doing everything, because if you have a family picture, a picture of him that 35, 40 people like, and then you do an It Works one, just because 2 people didn't, at least those 35, 40 people are likely seeing it. So, and it takes exposure, and a lot of times you'll get quiet messages too. You have creepers. I mean, you have so many creepers. Wait, like you keep going, you wouldn't believe the people who come out of the woodworks. It's like almost laughable sometimes. You're like, I can't believe this person messaged me. I haven't talked to him in years. It's really fun. So not.
Well, I think another good way, like to get past, to get your work posts out there more is I'll have Jace in my pictures for my greens. You know what I mean? Holding my greens, drinking my greens, like whatever the case may be. Because obviously the more people who like or comment on your post, the more people that it gets out there to. Mm-hmm. So I try to make it more like, pictures of me or pictures of him or the animals, like, or whatever the case may be. Because even though people may just be liking it because of, of my family or whatever being in the picture, it is making it visible to more people as well. So.
Absolutely. And then remember that our worth, this is very important, ladies, our worth is not in Facebook. Our worth is not in our likes. Our worth is in who we are in Jesus. So remember, we don't have to worry about that, because that is not where our worth is, not in this business. So you are still a wonderful a child of God, no matter how many people are going to be liking, commenting on the pictures. So remember that, because that's not really what important is. So get out there and be brave and be bold, because we are called to be brave and bold, and get out of your comfort zone, and realize that we are in a mission to help people get healthy. Realize that there is a better way, and whatever your whys are, those are kind of my big ones. So yes. Okay, anything else? We have 6 minutes. Cool. Oh, Brian's home. Hey, Brian. Okay. All right, guys. Awesome. This was fun tonight. I'm really glad we got to do this. JoJo, you still there?
Yes, I'm still here, feeding
Do you have
baby.
do you have anything you want to close with or say that you liked or anything putting you on the spot?
No, not at all. I've just been taking it all in just because today was kind of one of those days where I was kind of doubting myself and thinking about the Facebook thing and stuff like that. And I also didn't know that you could save posts and stuff like that. I was trying to be like so creative myself and driving myself crazy trying to think of how to say it, what to say, and like I don't know, like I said, just driving myself crazy about it. So that is really helpful, the saving and being able to switch it to my own words. And I think that'll be really nice than trying to come up, with my own every single day.
Absolutely. Yeah. The hardest part, and then it'll get easier with practice, you guys. I promise you, like if you're still having a hard time, like every time you do it, practice will become more natural too. So
Right.
keep it up. Awesome. Okay. Anything else, guys? Okay. Cool. This was fun. All right. Have a great night, and we'll talk to you all soon.
Sounds
Thank
good.
you.
Okay.
Bye. Good night.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thanks.